Hi folks, Marc-Alan Barnett here. Welcome to some Mavs musical stuff. Back on that whole dialogue about subject matter, where do songs come from? It's always an interesting thing. And my role in working with people is most of the time trying to help them find things in themselves. I'm trying to discover aspects of their personality, who they are, how that feeds into songs. And if you write reality, and there's essentially three things you like to think of, make songs reality based, where it sounds just like a real thing going on. Conversational in tone. And that means just sounds like two people having a conversation. And reinforcing melodic hook that people can kind of hum along or sing to. And that's really the key, as far as I'm concerned, in music that makes it identifiable to other people. If you can write your life, but write it in a way that's relatable to other people, another three things: relatability, memorability, and singability. If you can kind of put those things together in your songs, it kind of will present itself, and people will go, God, that's really kind of interesting, really cool. When I work with people that come to me from all ages, all sizes, all sexes, and everything in between, I never quite know them, and I want to get to know them. I want to know who their personality are. So them telling me kind of their lives, and they say sometimes, man, it's like therapy, and that's kind of part of it, because I'm kind of mining the resources of their soul and then putting my own particular experiences in it, and I'm trying to find ways to lead the dialogue. And the co-writes that I do, I'm usually leading on based upon information in their lives, and that's another thing that you find about the co-writing thing. Ralph Murphy, who is with ASCAP, will call it the who gets the coffee thing. Sometimes you come in and you are fired up and everything is hitting, and the other person will go get the coffee. They might not get as many lines in. They might not get as much in because you just kind of control it. Sometimes they are fired up and you just kind of sit back and kind of blown away, throwing things in there, but they're the ones that guide, and you go get the coffee. Sometimes you have multiple writers, and there's a lot of different configurations, and it's rarely 50-50 where it goes back and forth, although sometimes it does that. Usually a lot of people will kind of absorb things that are going on in the room, then they'll get away, work on it themselves, come back, and that's how you get a lot of songs written. And so I like to find out, who am I dealing with? What's the story? What are their stories that are unique and interesting? And a lot of times, if you can just get them talking, it comes up with the really coolest things. I had a guy come in from Florida, a guy named Rob Marquesi. And Rob is a retired attorney originally from California, and he is just a very, very nice guy. He went to see Ringo Starr and bought a counterfeit ticket. He didn't know. He bought it from a scalper, and found out it was counterfeit and was leaving. And the people from the Ryman Auditorium chased him down and pulled him back in and sat in front row center at the Ringo Starr concert. So he's always been that kind of way. He's got a very interesting past history and just done a lot of things, seen a lot of things. And when he started telling me this story, I'm like, wow, that's really cool. He was at the Monterey Pop Festival in 1967. He saw Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Otis Redding for the first time. He had hitchhiked. He hitchhiked from Berkeley, California, out to Colorado. He had gone to Hawaii. He talked about Joni Mitchell. He talked about things that he had seen and done just through the course of his life, from traveling from literally a 16-year-old kid to in his late 50s, early 60s, as I've gotten to know him. And so I felt like this guy is got the story. And so now you got some different things story-wise, and how do you put that into a feel or a groove that kind of brings that together? Well, I will always ask, if you could write a song for anybody living or dead, who would it be? And I love that, because people will give me an opportunity to write something that fits in my wheelhouse, which comes from the 60s and 70s Motown, stack, soul, and R&B type music. And he said, Otis Redding, man. I love Otis Redding. So I thought, okay, well, let's try that one. So this is what we came up with, and it's the line that originally is kind of what's the most important thought of the song. And the most important thought of the song has to do with, if you're a writer, either an author or write online, or if you're a songwriter, people come up and say, oh, this is a great idea for a song. Here's, and everything is, oh, this is a great idea for a song. Well, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. And a lot of times when you're writing about life, you could write it all down, but nobody would believe it. And so that's where the thought came to, and Rob started feeding me his life experiences. I just kind of wrote them down, basically as he did. So see if you get the details in this, and how I kind of put character references in that bring the song along. See if you like this. As I look back on a life well lived, seen a lot of things as this old world spent. Hard to believe, it's harder to describe. Was there in '67 in Monterey, heard Otis Redding singing about the dock of the bay, hitchhiked from Berkeley to Denver for a Rocky Mountain high. Learned a million lessons from the school of hard knocks. Always be who you are, don't try to be who you're not. I could write a novel about seeing the world, use a million nouns, adjectives, and verbs, spend the last years to describe, but you'd have to be there to see it. I could write it all down, but no one would believe it. Been on the beaches of Oahu in the early dawn, on the Sunset Strip when the nightlife came on. I heard Joni Mitchell singing about Paris, the city of lights. Been a waiter, been a lawyer, been a jack of all trades, just to discover it's who you are inside that don't change. Been from the lowest to the low, of the highest of the heights. You can lose all your money, that's just temporary, but you lose everything, you lose integrity. I could write a novel about seeing the world, use a million nouns, adjectives, and verbs, spend the rest years to describe it. You have to be there to see it. I could write it all down, but no one would believe it. Oh yeah, yeah. About seeing the world, use a little nouns, adjectives, and verbs, spend the rest of my life to describe it, but you'd have to be there to see it. I could write it all down, but no one would believe it. I could write it all down, but no one would believe it. So Rob Marc-Alan is responsible for that, and again, the things that he had done in his life. And then I take little pieces of mine. Always be who you are, and you can lose money, and it's temporary. Just all of the things that he said and that I've said and lived and heard, and you try to pass that on. And that's, again, what we're trying to do in songwriting. We're just trying to pass things on to people and paint a little picture that they can get and understand. Hope you enjoy this. I appreciate you checking it out, and hope you'll tell people about it, share it, and please do comments. I do appreciate that. I'm Marc-Alan Barnett, www.marcalanbarnette.com. Remember, you don't choose music. Music chooses you.